Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Specifically, happy Black Friday, because yesterday was Thanksgiving. And man, let me tell you what. Hold on. Almost forgot my cushion right here. There we go. Okay, so, yesterday was great. I thought yesterday was a really great Thanksgiving. Had a wonderful time overall. Yeah. I mean, whoa. Here's the thing. I really should probably, hurry this up along because I have some things to do or somewhere to be in a couple hours. And, I need to get started. So, let's get to my low behind my act of kindness. So my low is that I cut my finger yesterday. Actually, here's, yep. Cut my finger. Letting it air out before I put a Band-Aid on. Because you gotta it's what my mom's a nurse, so she'll tell me, put a Band-Aid on during the day, air it out at night. So I did. I also made sure my hands have been kind of dry lately. So last night, for once, I decided to put lotion on. Which, incidentally, I think may have helped along this cut on my finger a little bit. So that's pretty good. My high is virtually everything else that happened. I mean, family, fun, food, football, The Masked Singer, Hot Ones. Yesterday was just a really great day. I love that you can sort of barely see. It was okay, so you can't really tell, but it's completely cloudy over here, and the sun is peeking way in the other corner in the other window. That's why the lighting is kind of weird this way. But honestly, it's a good thing. It's not very often I get to. It actually looks like this. And I don't know, maybe the fact it's glowing is a good sign. You know what I mean? So let's go over my NFL picks. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't really need to do much, but let me see real fast. Oh, cool. The Lions, the Cowboys, and the Packers all won yesterday. So I am now. Oh, hold on. I'm 3-0 going into this weekend. Actually, going into today, because I had an NFL pick today. I mean, here's the thing. It's the Raiders versus the Chiefs, and this is a game that the Chiefs should win pretty handily. But I'll admit, the Raiders, over the last couple of times they played the Chiefs, they've been playing them tough. I genuinely believe that we might have an upset today. But I'm going to go with my gut. I'll go with my head over my heart and pick the Chiefs. Let me save my NFL pick for today. This is my 180th NFL pick, by the way. That's crazy. Had a double save. Now to talk about hold on a second. Okay. Let's see. Do I talk about the Masked Singer first? I'll do the Masked Singer because the Masked Singer usually comes during the week anyway. So, it was Peanuts Night of the Masked Singer. It was awesome. And, because here's the thing. Obviously, if you don't know, the Peanuts created by Schultz, I mean, they are iconic. I can tell you that whenever anything Charlie Brown related was on, I immediately glued myself to the television. Fun fact, it was my grandmother and grandfather who showed me A Charlie Brown Christmas many years ago. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. In some ways, I think we can all relate to Charlie Brown. just because everybody's the underdog. Everyone becomes the underdog at some point in their lives. And I'm really glad that, you have shows like The Masked Singer that actually pay homage to that in a way that's fun. Oh, really anything Charlie Brown related. It was just a great episode, man. I mean, the episode started off with Rita Ora and Robin Thicke performing "You Make My Dreams" by Hall & Oates. That was a great opening. And, it's the Group C finals, a double elimination. Somebody had to, looks like the clouds covered the sun. That's cool. I just realized the background is kind of dark now. Okay, so all three performers last night were great. I mean, every one of them brought their A game to the Group C final. It really was just a matter of, listen, someone's got to go. In fact, here's the thing. Everybody was so good last night. I think it was Jenny who said, I still wish we had the Ding Dong Keep It On bell because you guys deserve to be in the finals. Well, he really said that about Sherlock Hound and Strawberry Shortcake. Yeah, the Royal Night was the first to go. But before I get to that, Strawberry Shortcake did I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. Great song. Royal Night did Holiday by Madonna. Also a great song. And Sherlock Hound, who I actually thought was going to be the first to be eliminated, but no. He did Ho Hey by the Lumineers. And sure enough, Sherlock Hound made it to the Battle Royale, which means the Royal Night had to be unmasked, and it was Jenna Kramer who was of the Royal Night. And honestly, I love the message that Jenna had after she got eliminated. Like, is there a message you want to send your family? I love you, stuff like that. And it was really beautiful. I really liked that. But we did the Battle Royale. Both Strawberry Shortcake and Sherlock Hound did Shivers by Ed Sheeran. And this is when Jenny said, as I mentioned earlier, how they still wish they had the Ding Dong Keep It On bell back on. Because both of them deserve to go to the finals, which is true. I have to say, this is going to be the most competitive final 3 episodes of the season we've ever had. Actually, hold on a second. Just looking up something real fast. So, yeah, I kind of knew this was going to happen going in, but Strawberry Shortcake wound up winning. And Sherlock Hound wound up being Bronson Arroyo, who is a World Series champion. In fact, he was on the Red Sox team that broke the curse of the Bambino. Which, shout out to Robin Thicke, because he'd been wanting to get at least one right forever at this point, and he finally got one. I mean, Ken also guessed Bronson Arroyo, but to Robin's credit, in all fairness, Robin Thicke did guess Bronson Arroyo first. So, yeah, give it to Robin. It was such a, man, Bronson is such a, and I love that after he was unmasked, Nick asked, why aren't you the Masked Singer? And then Bronson says, well, after you stop playing the game, you need something to do. So, get around the campfire, sing some songs, and yeah, it was a really great episode. Honestly, I think with next week being the quarterfinals, it's the Wasp, Goo, Buffaloes, and Strawberry Shortcake in the quarterfinals. Now, here's the thing. This is like the one legit flaw I think this show's format has in terms of how they run their episodes. Because it's been well over a month since, it's been almost an entire month since I last heard Goo or the Wasp sing. It's been well over a month and a half since I've seen the Buffaloes sing. So I'm going in almost completely blank, thinking that Strawberry Shortcake is going to win this. Which, I'll tell you what, with Strawberry Shortcake singing as good as she is, ironically, I think she's probably going to have like the biggest uphill battle in this competition. However, I think she's going to do it. I really think the winner of the Masked Singer is going to be Strawberry Shortcake. I mean, it would, man, my younger self would be really angry at me right now because I'm picking like the one girl in like a quarterfinals filled with nothing but guy singers. But I gotta go with I went with my gut, or I went with my head when it came to picking the Chiefs earlier. I'm going with my heart for this. I think the Strawberry Shortcake is going to be the one to win this competition. Although, since I have no idea what the theme is in terms of the quarterfinals, I mean, it's just called Merging of the Masks, which means obviously the winners and the one alternate for the quarterfinals. So we'll see. Next week we got actually on the 4th we have the quarterfinals, and then the 11th we have the semifinals. And I just realized what's going to be coming after a few days. So, you know what? Let's talk about hot ones now, because that's a lot to do, man. Holy cow! Like, I woke up this morning thinking, like, oh darn, I have a lot to do today, don't I? Okay, so if for whatever reason you found the time to watch Hot Ones yesterday, amongst all the Thanksgiving festivities, you would know that Demi Moore was the guest on yesterday's episode. And honestly, this really was a great episode in terms of a better understanding the craft when it comes to not just acting, but movie making as a whole. Starting with, the actor's dilemma in reading a script. Like, there are times you'll read the script and you're going to think, that's either going to be extremely successful or it's going to be extremely not successful. But according to Demi Moore, she said it's something that's worth the risk. Like, something within that script holds something that makes you think what I just mentioned a second ago. And when you go for it, it really can be worth the risk sometimes. She can tell that when a movie is going to be good or bad in the middle of making it. Like, it's the alignment of something that's unique. Like, something that you haven't seen, that hasn't happened before, that makes you think, you know what? I think that movie's going to be good. Which, right on. Actually, this is when the episode really started to be good. Well, the episode was good up until the third wing. The episode was already good up to this point. But it was the third wing where Sean asked, like, what's the most practical life skill you've learned in preparing for a role? Because obviously, if you don't know, Demi Moore is probably most famous for that scene in Ghost where she's doing, like, pottery. And honestly, the most important lesson that she's learned is keeping your sense of self. Like, obviously when you become a character, you wear the costume and you act like the character that you're supposed to be for that role. But it's important to keep your sense of self. Like, wear your costume. Don't be it. That's true. that's actually a really important life lesson. Like, listen, environments around us change all the time, and change can be uncomfortable sometimes. But if you just keep a positive attitude, it can enhance the experience instead of just being defined by it. Sean Evans talked about how because Demi Moore's been around for VHS and then later DVDs and now streaming. Like, what's the biggest threat to movie making? And it's just the loss of the cinematic experience. Like, get your butt in the theater, see it on the silver screen. Just do that, and you're gonna have an awesome time. She talked about how she's able, the physical technique and being able to cry on command. It's just remembering to breathe. Like, embrace and take in the moment. Let the emotions flow through. Because, listen, my therapist once told me that emotions don't ask for permission. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. And when you do, it's actually quite cathartic in what winds up happening. She actually told us how the first scene she had to cry in was in the movie Ghost. Just the idea of basically she loses her husband. I've never seen the movie Ghost, I'm sorry. But the first time she had to cry was in Ghost. Sean then asked her, this is the sixth wing, like how the talk show dynamic has changed from when she first started as an actress to like right now. And it used to be that talk shows were fun and they were informative, but they're a lot more playful, and fun to watch today. And having been on talk shows for all that time, she's noticed that with each time she's on, she feels less self-conscious, which is a credit to all the great talk show hosts out there. Like, yeah, you're running a talk show, and the fact that you have a guest on is great, but at the end of the day, really all you guys are doing is just talking. It just happens to be in front of the live studio audience and cameras with millions of people watching over the world. But at the end of the day, like, it's just two people talking on stage. Well, multiple people. I mean, sometimes a talk show will have like multiple guests on. But the point is, like, if a good talk show host will be able to make a guest feel very less self-conscious, and that's really cool. She talked about Thanksgiving dessert for vegans. She has a recipe for ginger snap cookies, but also there are a vegan pumpkin pie and pecan pie recipes out there. So that's pretty cool. They did name that tagline for the bomb, and I'm not even gonna waste time writing all the taglines. All you need to know is that she got them all right. She literally got them all right. I mean, Demi Moore's a badass. Like, did I just be the one to point out that Demi Moore's a badass? She's a badass, and she also knows how to have fun. Like, she has a collection of, like, oversized things. Like, why would a dignified woman such as herself have a collection of giant oversized things? And it's just to make you laugh. And you know what? I agree. Sometimes the comedically oversized inanimate objects that we see every now and again are so absurd. Like, why do we ever get that? But then when you get it, you're like, this is awesome. I can't help but smile. It's awesome. And for The Last Dab, she got, first of all, believe it or not, Demi Moore was actually celebrating her birthday in this episode. I say in this episode because chances are this episode was recorded maybe a week or so ago to some degree. But it was actually her birthday. And they gave her an ice cream cake. Not that she needed it, because remember how I mentioned that Demi Moore is a badass? The spice barely did anything to her. Like, people talk about Jenna Ortega's episode, or Lord's episode, or Halle Berry's episode, or if you want to talk about people who had no water, no milk, Guy Fieri, or Gabriel Iglesias, or Philip DeFranco. Demi Moore needs to be in that conversation of like the most badass Hot Ones guests ever, because she wasn't just eating the I think it was spicy cauliflower she was eating. She wasn't just eating the cauliflower. She was legit critiquing every sauce on there. Actually, now that I think about it, in terms of like badass Hot Ones guests who the spice barely phased, why is Alton Brown never in that conversation? Alton Brown's episode is awesome. I don't know. But for the last dab, she was given her birthday ice cream cake, and she had to say what she was thankful for. Which, I mean, she's thankful for her family, all the things that she has in life. Which, honestly, that's what yesterday was all about. Being thankful for everything that you have. Some people, unfortunately, aren't blessed to have that. And it is very sad. But no matter how bad life is, please know that it can always get worse. Trust me, I know. And when you take the time to really think about it, whether you realize it or not, there's a lot to be thankful for in life. Wow. I guess I never did say what I was thankful for yesterday, was I? Well, listen, what I'm thankful for is pretty much the same answer as everybody else. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the people in my life who love and care about me. I'm thankful that I get to be able to make videos, which, trust me, I'll be talking about that in a couple weeks in greater detail. And I'm just thankful that I have a life worth living. Again, I'll be talking more about that in a couple weeks. I hope you all like this video. If you like this, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Social media is always on very helping me this video. For all you guys watching over there, hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Oh, happy Friday, folks. I did do happy Friday earlier. Sorry. And remember that if you guys want to talk to me, we're here to learn. I'll be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.